unless you've had it, that Chateaubriand from Wagyu from Japan is absolutely some of the best steak I've ever had. I actually refuse to eat steak in the States now. It's spoiled me that bad, yeah.
Huh.
Really? Really, guy? I can't think of a better way to kick off a podcast. My name's Dave. Too much dip. It's Monday. I'm here in the studio with Dylan Shivery.
Wow. Thank you, David. Very, very happy and excited to be here. Also like to congratulate the University of Texas on winning 3 natties in 11 days across women's rowing, women's tennis, and men's golf.
Did you say lacrosse?
No.
Oh.
Men's golf, women's rowing, women's tennis.
Pretty sick. But not lacrosse.
No.
I see KJ counting over there.
I thought you said 3.
I did.
He did.
Okay. Why did I hear 4? Oh, you're saying lacrosse didn't count.
He said lacrosse. I thought you said lacrosse, and I was unaware that they had a team. But I guess they have a club team, right?
3 natties, 11 days. Not bad.
311.
Whoa.
Wow.
Burnt orange is the color of their energy.
Sure.
If you know, you know. Hey, KJ's coming to us live from the man cave.
Welcome to the depths of the basement up here in Madison, Wisconsin. I don't have anything witty to say that's regionally appropriate, but you guys ever heard of this apple cider vinegar stuff? Hey?
ACV, it's got the mother.
Yeah. What about it, man? What are you using it for?
I don't know. I saw TikTok and it convinced me I need to be drinking this shit on the reg. So,
it's
if
for your
boy,
pH balance.
Okay.
Your alkalinity, I believe.
No one knows, man.
It's not good, KJ.
This lady was just like, hey, you can flatten a curve. And I don't even know what it was talking about, but she was kind of French. It seemed convincing. So your boy's all in on apple cider vinegar until, I don't know. If I show up like asking for a divertick ref, you know what the beginning of it was.
And honestly, I in my brief research on homeopathic diverticulitis treatments, I think ACV, as I call it, I think that was one of them. I know aloe vera. If you have like aloe vera like juice, which is just horrible, it's the worst by itself. But apparently that's a good one too. But we're not here to talk about my stomach ailments.
Okay.
Unless you guys want to. I got some other stuff going on too.
What do you got,
I thought
man?
ACV was a Patreon adult spinoff of America's Funniest Home Videos.
Okay. What would in this joke, in this series, what would the C be? Instead of funniest, it's okay.
Come on, man. The family program.
Oh.
KJ, what's good? Are you settled in yet?
That is a funny name for a show, though. Adam likes it.
I'm actually a little bit shocked. I've never seen it pop up in a title. But to answer Dylan's like professional and adult question, all boxes have been emptied, which is a great feeling. I'd probably say I'm at like the 95% point. Everything aside from like my desk/studio scene down here is set up. But I've got all of the items accumulated, acquired, and I just need some time to set that bad boy up, get the Peloton back up, get the dumbbells aligned and on a rack.
He's talking about his man cave.
Your boy will be ready to go.
God, dude, that's epic.
His cave is looking a little bit more manly.
He's got some stuff behind him. Looks like we might be getting some stuff on the wall. You're gonna have to get some kind of super tip drill to get into that.
Yeah, I've actually been looking at ways to not have to fully drill into the concrete, and I think I'm gonna just adhere like a 2x4 and then just frame to that. Just set up a grid system. Damn. I don't know. We'll see. Do some manly ass shit.
This guy.
The boys ready to get busy here.
This is our first episode with KJ popping in remote, and Dylan and I have headphones on.
It's gonna take a little getting used to.
I like it because I can hear KJ, which is important. I feel like we can pick up on each other's cues a little bit better.
What I can't hear is the ambient sound, which I
Agree.
don't know if is a plus or minus because I can't hear it, which is good. It's like not distracting, but What if there's a noise going on that we're unaware of because we don't know what the hell's going on out there?
Like somebody called the ambulance?
Or someone, or someone going like hitting that Mondo button. Leaving the fan on, like leaving the fan on. Fan's loud in that bathroom.
Hitting the Mondo button.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call anybody out, but
hey, what's this tweet? Tell me the tweet, KJ.
When asked,
should I not have brought this to air?
Riley, who's 77 years old, would be retiring. Apparently, he said, "I'm not going anywhere." Or no, he didn't say I'm not going anywhere, but he said, "I'm 77 years old and I can do more push-ups than you right now." Was his response to questions about his retirement. To which I pre-apologized to Dylan for the thought of saying maybe I should lob this into the meme group chat and see if that's a response Dylan gave to somebody asking if he could kind of superset on the squat rack.
Just because I can obviously do a lot of push-ups. I am a chest guy. Or is it because of his age, which would be a rude angle to take, KJ?
We all know you're a chest guy. We believe it.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I like that that's how he's clapping back these days.
Like that I'm a chest guy, or that Pat Riley's like, I can do more push-ups.
That's kind of like, could you take Pat Riley at age 77? Is similar to me. Was it Jackie Chan? Who was it who said I could take hand-to-hand, man-to-man?
You said Jackie Chan, which is asinine. No offense.
Jackie Chan in like his mid-60s? I'm piecing him off. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Dave, he can still absolutely throw hands.
He's got no zip behind him. I'm slipping every jab.
Okay.
I'm countering.
You know a little something about dad strength, to be fair, but
I have a son.
You clearly don't respect old man strength, which is very real.
You're talking about dad dick?
Well, no. I was just talking about the strength of an old man.
It always goes back to that with you.
There's like a rule that your son can never beat your ass, because he's going to get older and stronger, but you're going to get that old man strength, and you just have like this innate power over your offspring to always handle them in hand-to-hand combat or something.
I stand by my statement. Now,
question about dad strength. Is it accompanied by like dad overconfidence? Like, have we seen an increase in ass whippings taken by fathers around the country because of their increased overconfidence of dad strength?
Yeah, you're talking about a real epidemic. Just dads just a little juiced up, feeling like they can do no wrong, and they just go out to the bar, talk to the wrong dude, and that dad strength doesn't translate to just any random Joe on the street.
Then I'd like to make a confession here, and I don't know if either of you found yourselves in this position quite yet. But yesterday I ventured into a local shopping mall here in town. Went in part to find some shoes for my son, as a father will. But also because I know they've got a little indoor playground situation where the toddler out and let him do his thing, and we can go on about our day shopping. He'll be pretty chill. Things you learn over time, about 10 to 15 minutes into his little playground situation time, whatever. 2 kids, I'd venture to say between the ages of 12 and 19, probably closer to 12, but for my own pride, I'll say closer to 19. Like a guy and a girl, I'll say this, just fully came and crashed the party. It was nothing but 2-year-old, 3-year-olds, and a 4 or 5-year-old, like just hanging out, playing on Thomas the Train, jumping around on this little playpen thing. And these like preteens, the teenagers, like just came in, just took their shoes off, tried to hop in, hang around. They go inside like the little house situation where there's a slide. And I'm like, okay, I don't need y'all mosting in the middle of like the toddler zone over here.
No, it's a bad place to most.
Did you teach them a lesson in old man strength?
How long would you give it before like confronting these 2 kids?
Before I beat the shit out of a 15-year-old and his girlfriend?
I'm giving them 2 minutes to leave the premises before I'm saying something. Not like super confrontational, but like, hey, come on. Let's do that somewhere else, kids.
I feel like I hesitated at first because I at least wanted to give the opportunity to find out like maybe they're also babysitting one of the kids that was running around. because and I'm, as much as anybody was in the middle of the situation, my kid's not even 2 yet, so he needs help on a lot of the items, and I'm kind of doing the whole, here's the slide, parent move. So I give them a couple minutes, and then when they disappear in the house and the train of kids going into there like to ride the slide kind of stops down, and I'm like, I've had enough. So I kind of stick my head like into the house where you can kind of see them like, out of sight of everybody else in the mall. I go, y'all are too damn old for this shit. You're scaring all the kids.
Okay.
And like,
that's like me and Dylan going to Cain and Abel's.
I don't want to scare the girl. I don't want to scare the kids. And the boy was like, he's not going to do anything. And I just kind of leaned down and put my head back underneath. I was like, you're still here, huh? And then they left. So I'm going to call it a dub, but
that's a dub.
The kid did challenge my authority there briefly.
Dylan, did you catch any dubs over the weekend you want to share? Because that was a good dub.
Man, nothing like that. That was a solid dub. No, man. I didn't catch an L, to be fair, but no dubs to speak of, like KJ.
It's still pretty good, though, man.
Yeah, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, I don't know what the right way to handle that is, because you don't want to go get like mall security. It's not that big of a deal, but they need to realize this is for the kids, this is for the tots, and not whatever you're doing. I didn't even pick up on it. I thought you were suggesting that they just went in there to like cause trouble, just be like, oh, we're not supposed to be here. But now I'm kind of wondering if they had something far more seedy going on.
It would have been the weirdest place to do it. Like, it was a very, like any playground sitch, there were parents just sitting around this whole playpen situation, and none of them, like, I don't know, paid attention enough to notice. But anyways, I did walk around the mall the rest of the day, like kind of peeking over my shoulder. Like, if I get hit over the back of the head and just fucking stomped in the mall, it's going to be a bad scene all around.
Did you go down to Gadzooks and look at some Doc Martens?
I didn't see any Gadzooks, but there's a Spencer's, and there's something called Box Lunch, which I'm old as F, even saying it this way, but never heard of it. It looks a lot like Gadzooks.
Dave eats that every day.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I don't, that's inappropriate. And I'm just saying. I'm sorry, man.
I mean, he beat me to it. We locked eyes when you said it.
I don't know where
let
that
him
came
have
from,
it.
man.
Let the record show I let Dylan have it. And it's a good. I'm glad that. Oh God! Speaking of that, see this Koepka wedding?
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the wedding. I saw just a clip of from the reception.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm using wedding as the overarching term.
Right.
But yeah. Ludacris performed.
Luda.
One member of this show was panning the performance. Wasn't me. Certainly wasn't Dylan.
I'll own it. The first time I watched the video, as I always do, was without sound. And initially I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Lenny Kravitz did like an intimate performance somewhere. And then I looked closer and realized it was Brooks Koepka's wedding. I won't even judge the dance moves because they were trash. And then I turned on the audio and I'm like, I really wish whatever Ludacris's real name is, Ludacris Williams.
Chris Luda.
There we go.
He's Italian.
He probably should have just done a monologue from like every scene he's ever done in Fast and the Furious instead of performing. Like a spoken word performance, and it might have brought the house down.
At this point, better known for his rap career or his acting career. He's been in a lot of the Fast and Furious movies.
A lot more people have seen those than have heard his albums or any of his music, for sure.
You think he's made more money doing in his acting career or his music career?
Acting. It's got to be. He's been in at least 5 of those, right?
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
I stopped my binging. I need to turn that binge back on, mash that button. He was a big player my junior and senior year of high school. Big fan. Followed him all the way through, Chicken and Beer? That was an album.
People forget that he has hoes in different area codes.
Nobody's forgot that.
Okay.
That's actually how I learned many area codes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So the question to be asked is like, okay, well, first of all, how much you dropping? How much is Brooks Koepka dropping to get Luda to do, 30 minutes at his wedding or whatever he did? I'm saying somewhere north of 75K.
75K was the exact number I was about to say.
I would have been off. I was going to say probably 30 plus travel, but this is happening somewhere in Georgia or Florida. And I presume, Luda's not far. I guess it's not in his backyard, so there's still travel involved. But I was going to guess 30 to 40.
Turks and Caicos.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Than I will.
The price has gone up.
The price certainly has. Yeah, I can see that being the case. To answer the question into who, Dylan, you want to lead here?
Oh yeah, who you want? Like, let's say
Chesney earlier. Is it him?
Who? What name did you say?
Kenny Chesney.
Stop, man.
She thinks your tractor's sexy.
I don't fuck with this shit, KJ. You know that.
I went over to your house recently, walked into your home, and you had a keg in the closet.
Unrelated to Kenny Chesney, but yeah, I did. I have a drinking problem.
Oh.
To answer your question, it's EJ for me. Elton.
Oh, Elton John.
Elton and his big red piano would absolutely just tear the house down.
Do you want to know a fun fact about Elton John and playing weddings? He did play a wedding.
He's also very underrated.
He's not.
People don't give him
He's properly rated. We've been through this.
Many hits.
I could give you 1,000 guesses on whose wedding he played in the last 20 years, and you would never guess it. This man is deceased. This man is the godfather of conservative talk radio, one Rush Limbaugh. Elton John played his wedding.
What?
Fun fact. Don't ask me how I know that.
That is very surprising.
That's been like a stat or just a fact that I've never forgotten about, clearly, as I'm bringing it up on the pod all these years later. But yeah.
Interesting.
Who you got, KJ?
Probably David Blaine.
Okay. I'll fuck with that.
Like, can you imagine being a guest at a wedding and you're like, hey, I know we're going to get some, violin rendition of, I don't know, Ben Adams. Is that a musician? Music by some breathy guitarist that you don't really care about. You're going to get that all day.
Ben Adams.
There Goes My Life. But if you had David Blaine there, like fucking around, he's the one who would like exchanges the rings. You don't even see the hands move. You just got you're married already. I don't know. I'm in for it.
I mean, he's certainly going to draw a crowd. Is he going to levitate down?
He's going to be in a block vice the whole time. We're going to be doing fucking luge shots right off of a block vice featuring David Blaine.
He only levitates down when Dua Lipa comes on.
Right.
That's a reference that I know.
Wow. David Blaine, ice shot block. Like, yeah. Yeah.
David Blaine's the right choice because you can't go Chris Angel. You can't have this dude up there just freaking everybody's minds.
That'd be too freaky.
Like, dude, hey, do you mind not freaking my wife's mind right now?
Man, people are starting to leave. Everyone's getting freaked. Please.
Kind of freaked everybody out, Chris.
Yeah, but if
thanks for coming.
If David Blaine's up there, regurgitating frogs into champagne flutes, it's different.
Complimentary champagne.
That's different.
That is different.
David?
Oh man. So many artists out there to consider. I was thinking either maybe Hillary Duff or Casey Musgraves. What do you think, KJ?
No, I think I'd be a very happy guest at your wedding.
And which one do you prefer?
Your boy might go Blue Chew to this wedding.
Okay. I don't think you're gonna need Blue Chew.
What is Blue Chew?
I need the motherly qualities.
It is a generic Viagra, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was like a dog toy.
No.
Because KJ does have the dog in him. Okay.
It's got to be Hillary Duff, I think.
Wait,
I need the motherhood.
Didn't she do some songs?
Did she do music?
She's Come Clean. Or she did the song Come Clean.
Okay.
Let the rain fall down.
Oh, yeah. Who could forget that classic?
Let it wash away my sanity.
Now that I'm thinking about how much Ludacris might cost, because I remember in college booking like an 80s rock cover band for a party. I mean, $5K sometimes in like the good cover bands, and this is back then like 10K. So you got to think that price has doubled. That's
Thanks,
just
Biden.
Yeah, but Luda hasn't done music since like
lunchflation.
Since like 2003.
Lunchflation's hurting everybody, Dylan.
It is.
You weren't you saying you're having an issue with munchflation?
Yeah, it's just really expensive, man.
This is stupid.
This is
Anyway,
really stupid.
congratulations to the happy couple. Let's be the first.
Last question on them real quick, not
Okay.
to elongate things, but back to Brooks Koepka, who actually was the one married. Do you think we get any less H or insufferable content now that they're married? Like, will they calm that shit down now that they're not just a hot, horny, engaged couple?
No, it's going to be forced horniness. It's going to be just volume shooting. I'm sad to say with the PIP money that's out there. Brooks is a smart guy. Say what you want about him, but he knows all he has to do is post a provocative photo of himself and his wife, and
He's just such a judge. The less Brooks, the better, in my opinion. I'm sick of him. Ever since his Wagyu comment, it's all been downhill from there. He's just so chachi.
unless you've had it,
Chateaubriand.
I refuse.
David Faraday in that clip, but we're referring to the clip that we opened the show with, very clearly thinks he is a douchebag. Like the way he goes, really? Huh? That is like this guy is a clown. That is how you respond without being, it's his show. You can't be too big of a jerk.
Like imagine he and his boys go out to a Bob's Steak and Chop House in Florida,
Texas,
or something along those lines.
Texas Roadhouse,
Longhorn Steakhouse, something just super classy. They have fine meats, fine cuts of meat there, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna mob up. We're gonna drink good wine tonight, and get some fillets, maybe a couple of ribeyes. I get a tomahawk." And he's just like, "Sorry guys, I'm gonna get the redfish because we're in the States, and I don't eat steak here." Like, imagine a scenario.
As you're aware, we are in the lower 48.
He's like, nah, can't do it.
I'll just do do y'all have like chicken or something? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I can't do it.
Or it's going to sound weird, but can you just bring me a Tupperware with soil from Japan? And I can put that under my seat. And then that would allow me to enjoy this nice tomahawk steak.
That's how Colt McCoy became a Texan, because he was born in New Mexico, but his daddy sprinkled a little Texas dirt under his crib.
Is that a real story?
That's a Musburger. That's a Musburger joint. That really was said on the air, probably the same time as he was, the same era as him, just pointing out ladies in the crowd and just not letting it go.
Not on our sheet, but RIP to Brent Musburger's career with the Raiders. He is no longer going to be their play-by-play guy on the radio come this fall.
I didn't even know he did that.
Yes. He is not only big into gambling, so Vegas was a dream for him, but he still may stay in Vegas and do action.com or something like that, but he's not going to do the Raiders radio. Shortly after John Gruden was fired unceremoniously due to the email investigation to Dan Snyder, where John Gruden referred to DeMaurice Smith, who is black, with some racial overtones to his language, referring to the size of his lips and other stupid things. But Brent Musburger was quick to say it was a shame that John Gruden was fired. So
also,
can it be a shame? Okay.
Also famously diabolically horny, Brent Musburger.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
I mean, the guy, he's impossibly horny. That's not why he was let go, though, right? Or he left on his own accord.
Yeah, he just decided not to return. Or I don't know who made the decision, but his comments came back in the fall. I want to say late November. Gruden was fired in like early October. And this was just announced last week.
Cannot wait for those depositions when that whole thing breaks, because that's going to be a problem for a lot of people. Some are suggesting.
Breaking news. Not to cut you off, but I think it is worth breaking in there. And that is the sound of several princes throughout Saudi Arabia celebrating the announcement just made by Phil Mickelson He is officially partying at Club LIV in the Hotel Fontainebleau in Miami, but he'll be playing in the LIV tournament, or LIV, however we're pronouncing this. He's in the Langdon International.
The Langdon. Of course, he's referencing Liv Langdon, friend of the show.
Right.
Oh, wow. He's issued a statement. This is the first we've heard from Phil in a while. This is good breaking news. This might be the best breaking news we've had on this show. So shout out to you for keeping the Twitter open. But yeah, he starts out with the first paragraph all about the apology. Good.
Wait,
how long is this statement?
For the reporter?
No. He says, first and foremost, I want to again apologize to the many people I offended and hurt with my comments a few months ago. I've made mistakes in my career, and some of the things I've said and done, taking time away and self-reflecting, has been very humbling. Correct usage of humbled.
Do we think he's apologizing to Saudi Arabia?
That's a great question. It could go both ways. This is actually pretty genius.
I don't think that was an apology to Jamal Khashoggi's family.
Or, I don't know, everybody who was affected by 9/11. But he's ready to come back to play the game. After 32 years, his new path is a fresh start. He's thrilled to begin with the LIV Golf Tour. Very cool for him. Okay, well, we knew this was going to happen, but I think we knew. I don't know. People were speculating why he wasn't on the original list, but has Ricky announced yet? This is a good segue into our next segment. Because he announced?
Oh, I don't know if it's official. I just, news has been leaked that he will be joining, but Phil, shaking my head, man.
Ricky's currently trying to qualify to get into the U.S. Open.
These guys are dead to me. I'll say it again.
That's sad that he's even struggling to qualify at this point.
To be
it's been 4 or 5 years since he had top 5 finishes in every major for 2 straight years or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He had some years. What's his biggest win is the Players Championship, right? He did win that, but I don't know, man. He's lost his way a little bit. But the real lead that we've buried, we lost Kevin Na to the LIV Tour. What are we gonna do?
Nah.
Right.
Make him say.
Do you have any thoughts on Kevin Na? Or?
No, I mean, someone who responded, he addressed in his announcement, he addressed his fans.
His fan?
And then someone said, like 0 people are tuning in to watch you as is. We will not miss you, I promise. So, and that's probably a little bit fair, while rude at the same time. But then again, the people who are choosing to join LIV are dead to me. So.
I was going to say, let's make it very clear. Your official position on this entire tournament / endeavor by these golfers.
Is if you have, it might be unfair to some of the lower tiered golfers who are just chasing a check.
Chasing a bag. That's what I do.
But the other ones, guys like Phil, and I won't throw Ricky in it because he's been struggling and he might just actually need the money at this point. I don't know. But guys who have options, DJ and Phil and these guys, Ian Poulter, they're dead to me.
DJ's the real, because Phil, everybody speculates Phil's just deep in gambling debts.
Right.
And DJ, though, what are you doing?
And to be clear, it's solely because of who is backing this league, solely because of that.
Sure.
What else? What other reason do you need? I mean, we talked about it plenty last week or whatever, but it's inexcusable.
I don't disagree. I just wanted to be I wanted to be clear on it because I think my thought is understanding it's all about the money, in terms of their efforts here. I don't know that I don't know that I was going to tune in if this was the Canadian tour with the same amount of money or something. You know what I mean? If you swap out who's backing it, I don't think my interest would be peaked any differently. I'm still going to be like, oh, what's the course look like? And then I don't see myself being very compelled because apparently Tiger turned down a high 9-figure offer from the tour. which hilarious to think about how much money is just out there for this. Maybe we can get some media credentials, question mark.
I don't think that's going to be difficult.
I don't care. I don't know that I would care about it, even if all of the PGA Tour players were, well, not all, but if you give me half of the top 100 players to go play over there, I don't know that I'm watching it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. What time? I mean, I know the tournaments are all over, but I mean, some of those are going to be on fairly late or fairly early, depending on where they're being held. No, I just hope that everybody who's really, really up in arms about it, and rightfully so, I am curious what their persuasion is when it comes time for elections. And will they be backing candidates who oppose foreign aid to countries who have notoriously violated human rights? My inclination is no. That Venn diagram is going to be pretty hilarious, but yeah. No, it's funny. It's the worst press that Saudi Arabia's got in however long. And all they did was start a golf league. Dude, DJ's a big get. I got to give it to him. I did not think that was going to happen. I know we talked about it already, but that one shocked me.
100%. I think we all thought this was dead in the water after the Phil situation. And, you know, this is going to sound terrible to say, but I don't think that anyone should be surprised. I know the timing is more set in line with the timing of the tournaments, but having the announcements over the last 2 weeks is probably good for them because there's not much space on like the front pages for shit like this, you know, given some of the other, you know, events outside of sports. So there's only so much time that they can be lambasted and, you know, get negative press. Even on the front page of ESPN at this point, you know, they're chasing NBA finals. CNN and main newscasts are going to be chasing, you know, everything else. So after the Phil fallout about a month ago, they waited and here they are. So I don't know. I'll be interested, like I said, to see just the initial reception of it. Because I think a big attraction to golf when you start asking people like, why do you care so much about the Masters or about the Open? And everyone always goes back to, you know, jaying each other off about the history and the tradition and all of these things. And you can't just create that with money and like a badass sizzle reel.
That they've definitely put that together. The graphics package, they must have dropped the bag on that. Dylan, is it true that the first LIV tournament, you're gonna glue your hand to the flagstick on the first hole?
I am, yeah. No, back to that video.
No.
Back to that video. What?
I'm just thinking about.
Like, nah.
Nah. They just like pull the flag out and just walk you out. You just got the flag glued to your hand.
Like, sir, that we can easily replace this flag stick. You're gone.
Like one non-permanent option.
That video is absolutely hilarious, though. The one you were talking about, all the stock footage they used.
That reminds me of Grand X when our stock photos were Shutterstock and not Getty.
Shutterstock images.
We didn't have the money for Getty images.
Oh no.
To be fair, they're very expensive to use.
Are.
But we always had like the B team Shutterstock ones. And if you needed a photo of like LaDainian Tomlinson, it was a photo of him from like 1997.
Or was it? It was just some like generic actor wearing a purple, like a TC. I mean, it wasn't even him.
Oh my God, they're so bad. Oh,
I need a documentary on like the Shutterstock photo shoot scene, like the casting call, the warehouse where they set up all the backdrops, the props. You know, person who's got to like go string together a $200 budget.
No, we had a recurring series on PGP. I think Will did it actually. It was like Shutterstock model of the day or model of the week, and then he would make up this fake background for some like Shutterstock model. It was so funny.
It was our answer to TFM girls.
Yeah, that's right. Like Babe of the Day, but it was like Shutterstock model of the day.
Which, to be fair, Dylan had nothing to do with.
Thank you, Dave, for pointing that out. That is true.
You know what you did have something to do with? Oh, go ahead, KJ.
I was just going to lastly on the LIV tournament. Do we know when's the first one? When do I need to start caring about this again?
I think it's this week. It's ironically.
I thought all eyes were here on the AmFam here in Madison, Wisconsin, which apparently is taking place like 3 blocks from my house.
The first event is the 9th through the 11th.
Oh, this weekend. So yeah, they are cucking Madison, Wisconsin's tournament to put on their event. I now take umbrage with the LIV tournament.
Interesting.
I'm not going to watch. How about that?
You know what you are going to do?
Mostly because it's on YouTube. I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, what's up?
Strut that ass around with that dynamite hair.
Yep, I will. I will do that.
Let's talk L'Oreal. Specifically L'Oreal Paris Men Expert One Twist hair color. A little something you've got a little experience with, huh?
I've used it exactly twice now. Once several weeks ago, and then I got myself a little haircut and I decided to touch it up a bit. And y'all saw me do it here in the office. It took me 5 minutes. It was very easy to do. It smelled great. And then you guys just couldn't stop complimenting me after the fact.
So my question when we took these guys on as a sponsor is like, well, when you get your haircut, do you just have to do it again? And then again, get your haircut every month or whatever. And unlike traditional hair colors, I learned, there's no root regrowth. How about that?
Tell me more.
Color fades naturally over time, so there's no line of demarcation, especially with the fresh cut or with hair growth over time. It's natural, undetectable gray coverage, made for men. Takes how long? 5 minutes, maybe tops.
Takes 5 minutes.
I feel like you did it quicker than that.
It took 5 minutes. I
on the dot.
It. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you got to let it set in.
It's true. It's an all-in-one bottle. It's never been done before with hair color. There's no mixing of multiple formula tubes. Available online at Amazon and Walmart, or in stores at Walmart near the razors. Check it out. Dylan's. I mean, look, you walk in here, and I'm like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
I'm Dylan, but I do look 28 now.
I'd pop my lid, but I got these new headies on, so it's like a whole thing. But just trust me, I look really dope under here.
Check it out. L'Oreal Paris Men Expert One Twist hair color.
Basketball time.
The Mavs ended Quinn Snyder's career in Utah. In Utah.
Correct. I imagine this announcement is partly in timing of this announcement has a lot to do with Darvin Ham getting the Lakers gig, former Texas Tech Red Raider. I believe Quinn Snyder's name was thrown around quite a bit for potential head coaches in Los Angeles. I think Utah has had quite a run under his 9-year tenure. I don't know if that's more talent or team build, but there's no question about the fact that they've been successful. He's taken 2 players who are entirely homegrown in Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert and turned it into a competing team. Joe Ingles was gone. They missed that a lot. But if you could coach like with a Marshmallow, the DJ heads, like the DJ Marshmallow, if you could have like headgear on while coaching in the NBA, he would be a candidate for it because I think his unlikability genuinely impacts my like interest in seeing him coach anywhere else. Like he's just the most hateable face out there.
He just always looks weathered. He looks like he went on Dylan's bachelor party and like flew home like a day after everybody else. Like he tripped on a cactus or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean, though? He just looks haggard, looks worn out.
Yeah. That's a fair assessment, I think.
So does this mean if the Jazz hire I don't know, Tyronn Lue or something, are they going to be like likable now all of a sudden, assuming Donovan Mitchell's there? He's expressed some concerns. He's a big Quinn Snyder guy, apparently.
That is, yeah, I saw that he was unnerved, was the quote attached to it. He'll be there. Whether or not Rudy Gobert is a bigger question. Whether or not DeAndre Ayton is going to be in Phoenix is also a big question. I don't think Utah hangs around as a top tier contender with a new head coach. I do think it's going to be interesting to see what Danny Ainge does, who came over from Boston to be something in their front office. Obviously, Boston's in the finals, so I don't see Brad, insert his last name, from the Celtics. What's his name? Butler coach.
Oh, he's now their president or GM, I guess.
Yeah.
Stevens?
I don't.
Yeah, Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens. There you go. I don't see him being forced to make a change or anything like that from Boston. Things seem to be going well. So I don't know. I sure as hell know that there's like 5 Jazz fans that listen to this. I'm sure, plus or minus, and I wish all of you the best of luck.
Okay. You want to talk finals?
We're all square, KJ.
It's good. It's been good. This is not bad. It's not bad basketball.
I know, but I've had them on. I don't know what it is about like the whole 25-point lead and just big leads, being swung in the middle of games. It's compelling. You've got a lot of characters. You've got a lot of stars. The games have been relatively close for a lot of the game. But I don't know. Maybe it's because the Mavs got so close. Something about it, I'm just not like as dialed in as even I was with like Phoenix and Milwaukee last year.
Just too much college baseball going on for you can only do so much. Game 1 was insane, and I admittedly turned it on for the second half, and I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Warriors they're good again. I learned that last series. But the furious Boston comeback led by Al Horford, that was really fun. Even though I don't, Boston's team is fun. I generally root against Boston sports, but I don't care. I don't have a dog in this series whatsoever. But last night was fun too. Got to see the Warriors do their Warriors thing, where they just come out of nowhere and explode, and third quarter it's over.
What's Draymond's problem?
He did this against the Mavs,
asshole.
dude. He begs the officials to give him the second tech. He does, and they don't. They generally
do it. Why?
don't,
because it's the playoffs, and that's like too much of a headline to.
He knows he's one of the stars in the league, and he can get away with it. They're not going to, in theory, tee him up twice, kick him out. But
he's just such a D, man.
It's really annoying. He did this against the Mavs a couple times where he was just kept barking at officials, and Luka gets all sorts of crap for whining to officials, but Draymond is just as bad, if not worse. Way more aggressive about it.
That game 1 loss by Golden State, considering they were up big at home and then lost, and their stars like Tatum didn't play particularly well, if I recall.
He was bad in game 1 offensively.
You said Horford was the reason they won, and he was. That seemed like just a soul-crushing loss to me, and for Golden State to come back the way they did. I'm really happy they did. I want to see a series here, but that was a very impressive game 1 win. And now it's headed back to Boston. I don't know.
Getting Gary Payton Jr. back, I think, was more critical than the Warriors really allowed for anyone else to realize. Like, they handled the Mavericks with not ease, but pretty handedly. And had they had Gary Payton Jr. on top of that, his defense, his ability to be just another contributor whenever Clay's not on the floor, it really shows you how deep and well built that team is. And Boston has a similar situation. When you've got Al Horford, like putting up whatever he had, like 20 points in the fourth quarter, like 6 threes, and he's their big. It says a lot about the fact that there's a big gap between the top 3, 4, 5 teams in the NBA and I don't know, Houston, Detroit. I'm naming the worst teams out there, but it's literally mind blowing. Who you can look how deep and then pick like 6 or 7 players off of this team that you would want on yours, and I can hardly name 3 off of most teams.
Yeah, their Warriors are really deep, and they're not getting anything out of Clay. He's like 1 for 8 last night from 3, and
which means it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's going to have one. He's going to have one game like that where he just goes bonkers. But yeah, nothing really so far from him. I see here we have a note: "Stay in your lane, LeBron."
Yes. As a noted billionaire, I'm very protective of that title. No, it was announced that LeBron's on track to become active, one of the few active athletes to be a billionaire. Nobody cares about that. What I do care about is that LeBron randomly tweeted, I think I'm about to hop on some podcasts, or maybe I'll start my own. To which I replied, I don't need a LeBron cast.
Come on, LeBron.
Don't need it. Don't need it.
Only so many ad dollars to go around, man.
God, he's going to get that Athletic Greens bag. Man, he's going to be doing stamps.com.
I don't think he's going to do a stamps read, man.
You don't think he's just going to hit him with the stamps read? He's going to do the L'Oreal reads. He's going to do them, man. He's going to kill it.
Maybe keeps. That's mean.
That's
mean. That's mean.
Sheesh.
I take that back.
Ugh.
You don't think LeBron could use a free scale?
I don't think he needs one, man.
Well, let me see. Did you see?
Look, don't even monetize LeBron. Do us all a favor. You're a billionaire, dog.
He had a pretty thirsty little Instagram post recently. He was doing his workout stuff in his men's tight pants. I don't know what the proper word is.
Turns out that LeBron James is in pretty good shape.
Yeah. I mean, he really is. But, I mean, it went on. It was like 10 stories in a row, and I couldn't stop watching.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that one video of him, like, balancing on the ball? And he had, like, this thing in his hand. It was, as KJ would note, bendy. He was like, it was some core thing. And everybody, I saw people at the gym trying to do it. And it was hilarious that one post from him can turn any weekend warrior into full training mode.
And his post was using the Tidal machine. Is that what it's called? Or the tonal.
Yeah, he got that money. Yeah.
It's like that.
Title sponsor of his pod, probably.
It's like that mom home workout machine.
Okay.
He's a big, he owns a percentage of it, a large percentage of Tonal, or an earlier investor in Tonal. What I also learned was that he owns a large percentage of Liverpool.
Yeah.
The Premier League soccer club.
Him and the Liver King.
LeBron and Liver King. If that's a pod episode that we ever get, I don't know. I may retire at that point. But yeah, I will say this, LeBron, you have an open invitation to join the Too Much Dip podcast at any point in time. When it's interview month, you can be our premier guest. How about that?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
You cool with that, Dylan?
I'm cool with that.
Okay. All right. Can we move on to what everybody wants to talk about?
Baseball.
Can we talk about Vizzy first, though?
Yeah.
Because I find the best way to enjoy the College World Series or any sports or just life in general is with like the vibiest hard seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're talking about Vizzy. I mean, what do you got going this summer, Dylan? What's your vibe? What are you doing?
Catch me trying to be lakeside, maybe on a boat, definitely poolside. Anywhere near water really is going to be my vibe this summer. It's going to be so hot, Dave. And of course, I will be accompanied by some ice cold Vizzy hard seltzers.
105 today.
I don't want to talk about
it. He chooses not to talk about it. Look, Vizzy Hard Seltzer passes the vibe check with its bold and delicious fruit flavors. It's got the super fruit acerola. You've got the vitamin C. They've got you covered this summer with a wide range of refreshing fruit flavors like pineapple mango, black cherry lime, strawberry kiwi, blueberry pomegranate. Just variety, man. You know I'm a lemonade guy, but, you know, I've been messing with the mimosa flavors as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a favorite. I like them all. Reach in there, reach in the variety pack, whatever comes out, I'm fine with.
I'm still on my lemonade shit too, Dave. So
yeah,
it's too hard to pass up, man.
Delicious combinations like papaya passion fruit, watermelon strawberry, blackberry lemon, and raspberry tangerine. Check it out. Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of them. Vizzy Hard Seltzer, the seltzer that passes the vibe check. Vizzy is a vibe. And if you're as excited as we are to try Vizzy Hard Seltzer, here's how to get it. Go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed, and you can find out where you can go get that. It's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. And for updates on the latest flavor drops and more, sign up at VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. Must be 21 or older.
Let's talk a little college baseball.
I've watched more college baseball in 48 hours than I've watched in my entire life.
It's fun, isn't it?
When you have stake in the game, it's really fun.
It's fun, man.
And when you have personalities in the game, like we talked about, Tennessee.
You're a big Tennessee guy.
No, I don't know if I like them. I like that they exist. I don't know if I like them. But look, I'm watching.
If
The bats are like ping and it's all
look,
loud.
Tennessee, man, I have a little note on here that says they're a problem, and it's because they are very, very good. They're the top team in the country. They've already advanced to the Super Regional. They will be playing Notre Dame. But they are the cockiest team I've ever seen in the game of baseball on any level. It's ridiculous what these guys do. They pimp home runs. They have these choreographed celebrations for base hits. I think they have a fur coat they keep in the dugout that you get to wear if you hit a home run. They have guys with the aggressive eye black, just like, like their whole face is painted basically. And they're walking around the field like they're entering a boxing ring. I mean, they're out of control. Doesn't help the fact that they absolutely mash the ball and they got a pitcher that throws like legit 105. It's a ridiculous team. Their coach is also just super cocky and also a hunk, by the way, which doesn't help things. They have too much going for them right now. And unless you are a Tennessee fan, it's a very insufferable team to watch play.
Do you have any plans to glue yourself to the locker room in protest?
I don't know. No, I haven't done. No, not yet.
Okay.
Texas advances to the Super Regional over Air Force.
Did you feel good about what you did to the troops?
I didn't do anything.
You were saying some things.
Actually, a neat little note on that. After Texas defeated Air Force, a little USA chant broke out in the stands. So that was kind of a cool little tribute to the team that just.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is kind of neat, I guess. The coach, so Texas played Air Force twice. The first time they played them, coaches will sometimes grab a headset and do a mid-game, like mid-inning interview with the broadcast. And the head coach of Air Force, forgot his name, he gave just an absolutely electric interview. And he was talking about how, the guys on his team, like their purpose is much bigger than just a game of baseball, of course. He says that, if these guys are going to go on, they're going to graduate from here, they're going to put warheads on foreheads, is what he said. And he also used the phrase pink mist, which refers to, I think, just blowing someone to smithereens, which I hadn't heard used before either.
This guy is the head coach of Air Force.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, man.
Do you think, a lot of those Air Force players were seniors, and that was their last game, probably the last game of their baseball career.
Uh-huh.
Do you think as they walked off the field in defeat, the USA chants were like, they looked at each other like, you know what? It was all worth it.
I don't know, man.
They're a little hopped up from Top Gun doing so well.
Yeah. Another note close to home here, our Texas State Bobcats, Dave, they play tonight. They play Stanford. Winner advances to Super Regional. Loser goes home.
Yeah, I've been on it. I've seen every pitch of Texas State baseball in these playoffs. And let me tell you,
eat them up.
Those guys have embraced the shag coming out of the back of the hat and the mustache. And I think they were doing the mustache before Miles Teller, or at least before the release of TG2.
They're like
calling it.
Yeah, they are. They have a little Tennessee in them. This Texas State team does. They're very proud of who they are, and they're pretty cocky.
Yeah,
talk a lot of shit.
It's par for the course for San Marcos athletics. Baseball teams at T State, they're a different breed. Yeah, we're pulling for them though. It's been a fun ride. Hopefully, they can pull it out tonight. It'd be a big upset.
Yeah,
upset.
I haven't followed much of the Women's College World Series softball. I'm talking here. But I do know that Oklahoma absolutely is the most unbeatable team in years. Probably they have a what's up, KJ?
Breaking news.
They lost. What?
They're leading right now, but they have a doubleheader today. They lost the first game today.
To who?
To UCLA. Number one, Oklahoma lost to UCLA earlier, but they are leading them in the elimination game.
Okay.
So heavy favorites, I would fully agree, but they just happened to drop that one game today.
There's a young lady on their team, and I do not remember her name. I apologize. She absolutely mashes. I mean, she averages like over a home run per game. Like it's pretty insane.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What's her wins above replacement?
It's her war.
It's way up there.
Dude, you got to bounce?
Yeah, I got to bounce. I got to go pick up the homie from summer camp.
We can take it from here. KJ's got some hot World Cup takes.
I'm leaving it in good hands. I know. Love you guys.
Well, I appreciate it. We'll be digging into baseball without you with all the hard-hitting facts.
Sounds great. Bye.
Yeah, I want to pivot a little bit. Let's go ahead and sports party. That's all we got on baseball.
Yeah, let me give you a little note before we get into the sports party. I acquired a new beat for the sports party. However, what I didn't do was load it onto the board.
Well, while you're doing that,
No. I don't have to. I can't do it.
Okay, I thought you were like waiting for it.
I'm sorry. We're gonna have to party with no music. It's gonna be like a silent disco. It's not gonna be like that at all. I've never been to one of those.
I'll plug one thing before the party. For those who are interested in the NHL hockey playoffs, go find great content and more on Cold Stove Podcast here on the Wash Media Network. As I am actively rooting for the Oilers to finish things out, as well as the Rangers to beat the shit out of the Lightning. I'm keeping up, but I'm staying informed by keeping it locked to Cold Stove.
Yep. Good call. Good plug. So no Ukraine in the World Cup, huh?
Yeah, we had the weird scheduling defect, on account of, I don't know, the invasion of their country by Russia. Whereas Ukraine had 2 games to play in order to advance the world or qualify for the World Cup, which will be held later on this year in a country that no doubt, I'm sure, all of the members of this podcast will fully support, because Qatar has never had any human rights violations at all. But no, Ukraine beat up, I want to say like Ireland a few weeks back, and they had to beat Wales, winner qualified for the World Cup. Gareth Bale put it in late in the game. I don't know. I think it was extra minutes.
How do you know that guy's name?
He's at least a notable Premier League player, at least at one point in time.
Is he a noted Welsh?
The Ellis part of my family's heritage is from Wales. So,
Oh,
he's probably a relative. Who knows? But yeah, RIP Ukraine's World Cup hopes. You got to imagine that all of these players will have nothing to go home and do. Maybe they will also have to go put warheads on foreheads and hopefully find some pink mist. Because I'm pretty sure they got some obligations to go back to.
What's funny about the warheads on foreheads thing? I was just thinking about like the first when Dylan first told me about that. The first thing I thought was the warhead candy, and that was where my mind went. And it was weird. I was like, clearly, why would he be talking about that? That would be so weird if that was part of it.
I thought it was notes from the deposition of the 24th or 25th accuser of Deshaun Watson that he threatened to put his warhead on her forehead. But no, what he said to her allegedly was much more graphic. So,
go ahead. And what was it?
Oh,
wait, you sent it earlier. Never mind. Don't say that. Ugh. Come on, man. Clean it up. It's this guy's fucking deal.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm sure it's not in any way related to the fact that Baker Mayfield is still employed in Cleveland, because they're probably like, oh shit, did we just pledge away $250 million?
I don't like that this situation is happening, mainly for the 24 or so accusers. But
right,
I do like the added Baker Mayfield drama, because if they have to roll him out there and he's just in full effort mode, where like, look, he knows they don't want him, and he can go out there and just be like Baker on 11. Let's see that. I'm all for that.
Worst off, like, it may propel him to a Hall of Fame level career if let's say Deshaun Watson somehow gets caught up in this and cannot continue to play. And Cleveland has to pay him, but they can't start him or whatever. And Baker has to stay in Cleveland. Nothing will shine like they really didn't want Baker to $200 million tune to propel his need for a chip on his shoulder.
This is an actual chip on his shoulder, like the most legitimate chip he's ever had, right?
Absolutely.
Like this is
Absolutely.
not some like Michael Jordan mental, just made up thing. Like this is real. They don't want you.
Well, speaking of things that people didn't want, shout out to 5 or 6 members of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. It's June and it's Pride Month, which I will speak on behalf of all of Too Much Dip. Shouts to Dippy, all of his supporters, regardless of their sexuality, but most importantly, be proud to be who you are. So we support Pride Month.
Do we need to do a Pride Dippy?
No. Like, I would like to see it. I don't need it to have any comments allowed.
People get mad when people got mad at circling back because we talked about politics. So maybe we should stay out of it. They got mad that we were upset about the elementary school that was yeah, they got mad about that. One guy did. We read a review today. I should let it go, but I can't.
Tell them to hit my DMs. It always goes well for people who have questions about my political leanings and commentary.
That's what I've heard.
Tampa Bay Devil Rays, they were acknowledging Pride Month they have like a small starburst logo, which doesn't look bad, but it's pretty non-memorable on the sleeve of their jerseys. And it's usually navy with yellow and white in the middle of it. It was changed to rainbow for Pride Month. Something I have not seen before. 6 members of a team have basically decided, yeah, we're not wearing that logo. I will allow you to imagine, guess, I don't know, use your own prejudice to just come up with ideas as to where these gentlemen could be from, all from America, maybe what states. You don't even have to judge what they look like, but it's a bad look. So, I feel like going out of your way to be like, yeah, I'm not doing that when it's like a team or an organization wide thing and it's a sticker on the side of your jersey, like, get over it, man.
Yeah, there's a difference in like being like, why are the brands doing this, or why do teams feel like they have to do this? And then just being like, you know what, this is where I draw the line. I'm going to glue my hand somewhere because I'm not wearing this.
Right.
But what did the Rangers do for Pride Month? What have they done?
I think they're still celebrating Texas Independence Day, like 5 months prematurely.
Hell yeah.
I guarantee we're not getting a Juneteenth out of the Rangers. Lastly, I'm not a big wrestling guy. I threw this in the group chat yesterday, but one of the most appalling, visually stunning images is when you see the results of a muscle tear. Like, you've seen those old weightlifting videos when like power lifter will have like a quad go out or a pec muscle rip, like while attempting a maneuver. Cody Rhodes, WWE's Cody Rhodes, son of Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes, tore his pectoral muscle while working out in between days of like their big pay-per-view event, Hell in a Cell. Still came out and performed. And when you tear a muscle and tear it off the bone, I ruptured my hamstring once upon a time. I've seen this before. Your leg bleeds on the inside. And when you bleed, you get bruising, and it is not pretty. It is really, 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 really bad to look at. And his entire chest across his shoulder and down his arm is just purple and red. And he went out there and performed. So, wrestling is what it is, but I don't know if I should congratulate the dude or call it stupid, but it was a spectacle for sure.
It's one of the more grotesque images, like you said, and how he did it, how he was, because I was under the impression you tear a pec, like your range of motion, like you're lucky if you can even lift your arm, right? Right. I don't know how he went out there and did that, but I'm sure it was with lots and lots of drugs.
That's true. I didn't even factor that in, like the amount of painkillers and the willingness to just shoot your body up with anything that wrestlers have. It's not as if it's never played a role in any of their deaths. So, I would also pat myself on the back. Is the jokes I didn't tell beginning of sports party. I did not memorialize Marion Barber III, or Marion Jones.
Oh, man. Shout out to the Barber family, man. I mean, and we didn't even get to talk about that. Yeah, Marion Barber III, Cowboy, one of the most fun Cowboys on teams that were. He was on a couple good teams. Unfortunately, none that got past the first round, but not his fault. He was fun, man. He was like the reason to watch some of those meh teams. Like he was. I swear to God, I have a memory of them playing, speaking of Ludacris, move bitch, get out the way, whenever he got the ball. Once they realized, like, this dude really is a psycho when he runs. Dude, and he seemed like a sweet guy, and I know he's had some issues, and now everybody's speculating, like, oh, is it this? Is it CTE? What's going on? And I don't know. It doesn't sound like they're going to check his brain for that. I believe that was the last I saw on it, but whatever. I'll always remember that guy fondly because that dude was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's tough to see. I spoke about it when we first started the pod. I've had, I don't know, 7, 8 concussions in my life. And so anytime things like this come down, I'll no doubt get a text from somebody be like, oh, do you think it was football? And I'm like, well, if I do, I really don't want to think too many steps beyond that. So sucks to see. There it is.
I guess I'll run it back.
Let's do it.
This is the segment where we talk about what we've already talked about. KJ is back on his apple cider vinegar bullshit. I didn't know you were back on it. I thought this was like a first.
It's my first experience with the mother.
Dave has stomach ailments. Big facts. Dad strength. Old man strength. Dad dick. Hey, Dave, I'm sorry for that box lunch joke. Dylan is having trouble with munchflation. Don't remember that joke. Quinn Snyder looks like he tripped over a cactus at Dylan's bachelor party. And that's the pod.
Oh, man.
Well, I had fun.
Well done.
I got to go. My wife's texting me screenshots from Facebook for people that are trying to rehome some golden retriever puppies. So going to go put out that fire real quick.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.